Hi, Cucinella. It's Mrs. Postigo, and I'm very happy to share this amazing book with you called Bach to the Rescue. Before I read the book, please know this book is about a real composer, Johann Sebastian Bach, who in his lifetime wrote over 1,000 pieces of music. This story is a story about a collection of music he wrote called the Goldberg Variations. And even though not every single thing in this story is 100% true, most of it is, as we know, the history of the Goldberg Variations. So please enjoy Bach to the Rescue by New York Times bestselling author Tom Engelberger, illustrated by Elio. How a rich dude who couldn't sleep inspired the greatest music ever. Hey, it's me, Bach, the greatest composer ever. Have I ever told you the story about Goldberg and the rich dude who couldn't sleep? It happened about 225 years ago, but I think it's better to start a story like this with Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, there was a rich dude who couldn't sleep. Now, if a normal person can't sleep, they just have to deal with it. But this rich dude was so rich, he could pay someone else to deal with it. So when this rich dude couldn't sleep, which was every night, he would yell, Goldberg! Goldberg was the rich dude's personal musician. I told you this rich dude was rich. He even had his own musician. And if he wanted to hear a song at 3 o'clock in the morning, then Goldberg was supposed to play it. Unfortunately for everyone, Goldberg lived in the basement. So the rich dude had to yell, Goldberg, really loud. Even worse, Goldberg was hard to wake up because he was still tired from being woken up the night before and the night before that, and so on. So the rich dude had to yell really loud. And when the butler woke up, he would yell too. And when the maids woke up, they would yell too. And when the rest of the village woke up, they would all yell too. Finally, Goldberg would sort of wake up, and the butler and the maids would push him up the stairs to the rich dude's room. Now, if Goldberg played the flute or the harmonica or something, that would have been okay, but Goldberg played the harpsichord. A harpsichord is basically what they used for a piano before the piano was invented. In other words, it was really big and really heavy. Now, the rich dude didn't want to get out of bed, so the maids had to carry the harpsichord up the stairs to his bedroom. By the time they got the harpsichord up the stairs, Goldberg would have fallen asleep again, but the rich dude was still wide awake. So finally, Goldberg was ready. The harpsichord was ready. The rich dude was ready, and the town was grouchy and grumbly. But then Goldberg would play. He would play the most beautiful lullaby ever written. And he would play it very beautifully because he was a really good musician, after all. And the villagers would stop grumbling and they would say nice things about him as they drifted off to sleep one by one. Soon the whole town was happily asleep until Goldberg! The rich dude. He said, Goldberg, you know my rules. No lullabies. They don't work on me. So Goldberg would try a waltz. The rich dude thought it was too much like dancing. He would try a sonatina, but it was too slow. He would play a minuet, but it was too fast. Or a toccata. They all flopped. The next day, the entire village would be tired and grumpy, and the butler would be tired and grumpy, and the maids would be tired and grumpy, and the rich dude would be tired and grumpy. And they all blamed Goldberg, who would have been tired and grumpy, except that he was asleep. And then after a long day of being tired and grumpy, they would all go to bed tiredly and grumpily. And just after they fell asleep, Goldberg! And the whole thing would happen all over again. So pretty soon, everyone was tired. But then I showed up. Don't I look nice? That's my best wig. Yep, it's me, Bach, the greatest composer of all time. Ah, Bach! Great to see you, said the rich dude. My name is pronounced Bach. Hey, whatever. Listen, buddy, I need you to write some new music for Goldberg here to play for me when I can't sleep. Like a lullaby? No, the rich dude screamed. I hate lullabies. They don't put me to sleep, they just bore me. I need something new, something so interesting that I won't mind being awake. Thought Bach. I don't know, maybe. When it was time for me to go, Goldberg whispered in my ear, Are you going to do it? Please, pretty please, please, huh? You've got to help me, please, will you? Hmm. Listen, the rich dude is really picky, but he's also really rich. You'll have to write the greatest music ever written, ever. Hmm. He'll pay you a fortune if you can do it. Oh, I can do anything. I didn't have time to compose anything right then, but being a wonderful person, I promised to help. In the village, time passed slowly. Every day, the rich dude was checking to see if there was any mail from Bach, and every night he would yell at Goldberg to play something else. But I hadn't forgotten about Goldberg and his little problem, so I took some leftover notes and a dance hall tune and an old folk song or something, and I mashed them all up, and it was the greatest music ever written, ever. And I stuffed it all in an envelope and sent it off. Yes, it was just that easy for me. I'm Bach. Goldberg, it's here! The butler came running in. When they opened my letter, they found 32 little pieces of the greatest music ever written, ever. Actually, it's only 31. I used one of them twice. Shh, don't tell anybody. Goldberg locked himself up in the music room all day to study the music. And that night he played it. And the villagers liked it. And the butler liked it. And Mabel and Blanche, the maids, liked it. And the rich dude liked it. Goldberg, it's wonderful. The next day, the happy and well rested villagers had a parade and carried Goldberg and his harpsichord through the village in triumph. Goldberg slept through the whole thing. And that was how the greatest music ever written, ever, was written by me, or something like that. The important thing is that everyone lived happily ever after. Now, did they really? I have no idea. All I know is that the rich dude sent me a whole bunch of money.